My name is Alta Medea. I'm the Director of Community Engagement for the Domestic Violence Intervention Program. So the Domestic Violence Intervention Program, or DVIP as it is so lovingly called here, is an agency that serves intimate partner violence victims and survivors. So we work with women, children, and men throughout southeastern Iowa. We serve 8 counties in that region. And we started in 1979, so we are celebrating our 42nd year of serving our community's most vulnerable. So the best way for individuals to access our services throughout our entire service region starts with our hotline, which is 800-373-1043. From that point, individuals that call in are able to chat with an advocate about their situation and what they need. Might be perhaps safety planning in the moment. It might be a long-term plan or meeting with an advocate to go over resources, protective orders, all sorts of questions and answers that can come from that. Our mobile advocacy team will go and meet individuals where they feel safest. So that might be at the library here in North Liberty, that might be at the grocery store, and it might just be by phone. However, everybody has to start with that hotline, and then we sort of move from that point forward. We are funded through federal, state funding, and then we are also funded from individuals, grants, and foundations. It's not quite a 50-50 split. It's a little heavier towards the federal and state, but we rely heavily on our local support. Individuals can make donations by visiting our website, dvipiowa.org/donate, and there's a number of ways that people can support the work we do. A simple donation of $35 will provide a night of safety for an individual in need. And if we had 40 individuals do that, we would cover someone's entire stay. We do a variety of fundraisers, an in-kind donation drive every fall called Shop for Shelter, in which we have individuals drop off different shopping items. So the same things you use in your house, we use in ours. However, we have 40 individuals that stay with us, and half of those are kiddos. So a lot of toilet paper, a lot of deodorant, a lot of coffee and sugar and oil. So that is one of our events in the fall. And then in the wintertime, we have an event called Super Bowl. And that is an event that is more like a family reunion. We invite all of our closest friends and supporters. In 2019, we had just over 500 guests join us for dinner. Local restaurants provide soup, and we all get to bring home a bowl and really show survivors that they're not alone. From there, we have other smaller events throughout the year. And work in partnership with other groups such as area Rotary clubs, Alpha Chi Omega sorority, ACT, lots of different businesses and clubs that support our work, and we do fundraisers in conjunction with them. The best way for community members to show their support of victim survivors comes with both that financial contribution and showing up to those events. But we also know that the number one way that victim survivors find out about our services is through word of mouth. So community members reaching out to our community engagement team through the community engagement at dvipiowa.org email and letting us know that you have an opportunity for us to come and do prevention education or share about our services will help people in the long run for years to come. Beyond that point, we have volunteer opportunities at our events. We have volunteer opportunities on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, or we can do group volunteer projects. So cleaning up the emergency shelter yard or doing different pickup drives during the holidays to pick up those awesome gifts that are donated. So lots of different ways for people to connect there, and they can visit us on the same website under volunteerism or look at just sending an email to us directly to figure out how to get best connected. So as with everyone during the pandemic, DVIP was not different. We had to figure out a lot of new solutions to existing problems and work with our teams and collaborate with other organizations to remove barriers that victim survivors face. In May of 2020, we started to see a 28% increase in our hotline calls. From that point forward to today, we have seen that increase every month consistently. Our numbers are doubling. The services we provide to those most vulnerable have doubled as well. And so we see twice the work, and making sure that funding is consistent and that we're able to help people is key. In addition to our hotline calls, the severity of cases that our advocates are answering and problem solving and safety planning around has also increased. And so really working with individuals to make those safety plans has become monumental. Our relationships within our communities that we serve vary based on the region. Here in Johnson County, we work very closely with Table to Table. One of our favorite stories to share is when Table to Table started bringing food that first year to us that we worked with them. The amount of dollars we saved on groceries actually paid for 2 full-time employees and has done so ever since. So relationships like that, providing food, spreading those resources out is a huge thing for victim survivors. We also work with groups like Shelter House and Community to provide funding for housing and really just work across the board with lots of different agencies to build strong relationships and provide resources for victim survivors. In addition to the sort of family that we think about, our advocates were able to identify about 15 years ago that victim survivors were not leaving dangerous situations out of fear for their pet safety. And so in 2017, we opened Cooper's House. We are the state's only emergency shelter that provides in-shelter space for victim survivors' furriest family members. We are able to have up to 2 dogs and 3 cats in Cooper's House. But in addition, we also have a robust fostering program and have fostered everything from pigs to cows to ostriches over the years. We know that every family looks different and every single family member has an integral part to play, and keeping that family safe, especially in times of crisis and trauma, is the priority. As domestic violence affects every part of somebody's life, making sure that we are looking at all of those different spaces and ways to connect are super important. As we move forward over the years to come, we are looking at expanding. We are full 365 days out of the year. So we've got a lot of things going on in the future. We are also looking at funding cuts. We faced a 10% cut this year and a 25% cut next year. So definitely having the support of our communities and ensuring that funding is in place and that we are all working together to ensure the safety of victim survivors. We have lots of plans in the future, and we look forward to sharing our growth and how we're able to provide the best services for victim survivors in the years to come.